Hello students, welcome to the second video of the chapter Permutations and Combinations. Now if you have watched that previous video, then I had already told you permutations. Permutations of objects or permutations of people, whatever arrangements we have to do, that is arranging those things or those people in a particular order. Now, we had done the permutations by using basic counting principle. Here we are going to learn the exact formula for the permutations, right? So what is permutation? If n and r are positive integers such that 1 is less than r is less than n, right? We have two positive integers, that means the numbers cannot be negative, they cannot be 0. Then the number of permutations of n distinct things, like you have n distinct objects, right? N distinct objects, and you have to arrange r at a time, not all of them, right? R have to be used. Then that means arrangement of n different objects taking r at a time is represented as NPR. PNR is the notation for this, or symbolically we can write NPR. And the formula for this is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Right? Now I hope you must have learned about factorials also. Like, let me give you a small brief. 5 factorial. 5 factorial is like 5 going back to 1. 5 times 4 times. Like 5 factorial means starting from 5, going back to 1, we have to take the product of all the numbers. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is 5 factorial. 20, 3s are 6, 62s are 120. So 5 factorial is 120. Right? 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. That is 6. So factorial is this, and one important thing, 0 factorial is always 1. So when we are dealing with things in permutations and combinations, generally 0 is not an object because we have at least one object. That is why we are taking values of r between 1 and n, not 0. But still, by calculating, if you get 0 factorial is 1. These are the basic things, right? So formula for NPR is n factorial by n minus r factorial. Now let us do two questions here. How to use this factorial and solve the formula for NPR, right? See, if P5R is equal to 2 times P6R minus 1, right? First of all, we will start learning how to solve factorial questions, how to use permutation formula, right? This is an equation given to you, find R, right? I'm writing the formula here. PNR is n factorial by n minus r factorial. N is the total number of distinct objects we have, and we have to arrange r at a time. Use r. So formula for NPR is n factorial by n minus r factorial. Now let's see. I'm solving this question. This is NR, 5 factorial upon 5 minus r factorial, right? This is twice, 2 times this PNR. So 2 times, this is 6 factorial, and here we have 6 minus, keep this in a bracket, n minus r. N minus r is this whole. I have kept this in a bracket so that I don't lose this minus sign using here, right? 5 factorial, 5 minus r factorial. This is 2 times 6 factorial. If you open this, this is 6 minus r plus 1, right? 6 minus r plus 1, that is 7 minus r factorial. Now we solve this. Now see, factorials are very easy to understand. Like 6 factorial is what? 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4 times, right? So can you see, if I write this as 6 into, what is this? I just take out 6 from this factorial. The left out part is 5 factorial, right? So solve it here, 5 factorial. In the numerator, you can just split the 6 factorial into 6 multiplied by 5 factorial. Similarly, in denominator, we have 7 minus r. Now, what is factorial? Factorial is like bigger number going towards backwards till 1. So, what is 7 minus r? What is 1 less than 7 minus r? It is 6 minus r. 1 less than 6 minus r is 5 minus r. And if we keep on going this way, it is 4 minus r and so on. But the bigger numbers are always split into the bigger parts taken out when we have something in common. Like here, I am taking 7 minus r, 6 minus r. Going backwards, I have got 5 minus r. Here I am putting factorial because I don't want to go up to 1 this way. I have got this common. So these things can be eliminated from both the sides. I hope this is clear, right? So see now, this whole thing has become 1. 1 is equal to 2 times 6. This dot is times. 2 times 6 is 12. 7 minus r. See, all the factorials have been eliminated from this calculation, right? Now solving this way, you can take these two brackets to 7 minus r into 6 minus r is equal to 12. Now here also, I am telling you a shortcut. Don't multiply these two brackets to make it a quadratic equation. That will take time. In factorials, we always know that we have the product of two consecutive numbers, 7 minus r and 6 minus r. They are two consecutive numbers. And it becomes easier if we break right hand side into product of two consecutive numbers. So 7 minus r, 6 minus r can be written as 4 into 3, right? So just compare the bigger number on the left hand side to the bigger number on the right hand side. This is bigger. 7 minus r is bigger, right? 7 minus r, here the bigger number is 4. So 7 minus 4 is r. So r becomes 3. You can confirm this thing from the other one. 6 minus r is equal to 3. 6 minus 3 is equal to r. So 3 is equal to r. So we have solved this for the value of r as 3. Right? So this was a simple usage of formula for permutation. This was the normal formula. How do we do some word problems here? Right? Let's say the question says all the questions which we have learned. There are so many problems in addition and NCERT. We can word problems which can be solved by using basic counting principle of multiplication and addition. They can also be solved by using the same formula for permutation. Let me do one here. 7 athletes are participating in a race. 7 athletes are participating in a race. In how many ways can the first 3 prizes be won? See, not every question will tell you to arrange those 7 people. But you know, when we have to provide prizes, that means the ranking of those 7 people have to be done. But here we are not concerned with all the 7 people. We only have to look for first 3 prices. So this is the question that says, if you have n different objects and R have to be arranged at a time, right? So just directly use the formula of permutation. 3 prizes have to be given. That means a race is among 7 athletes. So n is 7. But prizes have to be given only to 3 people. That means arrangements are required. We only need to know who first 3 are performing in a race, and that too in a particular order, right? So R is here 3. So we require 3 people in the first 3 positions out of total 7 people. That means we have to find 7p3, right? So we can solve this by using formula n factorial n minus r factorial. So first 3, now if first 3 people are, we know first 3 people, but those 3 can be arranged in different ways. That means those 3 can be have different, like for ABC, BAC, CBA. So that means in how many ways prizes can be given to those 3 people. That is 7 factorial by 4 factorial. Now start, I told you the bigger number has to be opened, like 7, 6, 5, till you get the common basis. Like here you have 4 factorial, I stopped because I have 4 factorial in denominator. I can reduce this fraction. That means the total number of ways is 7 times 6 is 42 times 5 is 210. Right? So those 3 prizes can be done in 210 different ways. Right? Now let us do combinations. Combinations is very interesting and easy topic. It is nothing but selection of few objects out of many, right? Like if you have n different objects, n distinct objects, and you have to select R to be selected. So formula for that is, you can write CNR or NCR this way. Formula for this is n factorial R factorial n minus R factorial, right? So this is the formula. Now you know how to solve factorials. Let me do one question for the solving of this NCR. Then we will do practical questions. Okay. Let's say we have C n plus, sorry, this is 2n. 2n C3 is 2, n C3 is equal to 11 is to 1. Find n. Right? Now, another important thing that you have to learn here. Like if we write 20 factorial and we write 10 factorial, that doesn't mean that you can cut it and write 2 here. Very important note, right? I'm just telling you before starting this question because we have 2n here and n here. So if you write 20 factorial here and 10 factorial here, the number is exactly the twice. But that doesn't mean that you can reduce it by just writing 2. Why? Because you have to solve it like we had learned in the previous questions. When you go back like this, you have to go up to 10 factorial so that you can reduce this. Then the product of all those numbers are there. Right? So I hope I'm clear. This is very important thing. Generally, students make mistake here. Let me start this question. Applying the formula for combination, I have 2n factorial. It's better you write it in a bracket first so that you don't make mistake, right? This factorial is for the whole 2n, not only for n. Then we have 3 factorial and 2n minus 3 factorial is 2 n factorial 3 factorial n minus 3 factorial. This is 11 is to 1, right? Now let me do this. 2n factorial. This is, see, in numerator denominator you have some relation. So 2n is a bigger number. So I can take out the larger numbers till I reach here. Like I can write 2n multiplied by 2n minus 1 multiplied by 2n minus 2. And finally it is 2n minus 3 factorial, which is there in denominator, right? Okay, then this is 3 factorial, 2n minus 3 factorial. Now this is a sign of ratio, that means division. I am converting it into multiplication and flipping the second fraction. Here also we have n minus 3. So n minus 3 is a smaller number I am writing here. This n factorial can be opened. n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 factorial. N is a bigger number, n minus 3 is a smaller number. So I have opened the bigger number till I have reached the smaller number factorial, right? Now this whole thing is equal to 11 is to 1. 2n minus 3 factorial, 2n minus 3. 3n minus 3, this 3 factorial, right? Now what else do we have? We have 2 times n. Now factorials have been removed. 2n minus 1. Here we have 2 common. 2n minus 2, I am taking 2 common. We are left with n minus 1 inside the bracket. In denominator we have n minus 1, n minus 2. This is equal to 11 is to 1. Right? N got cut. So what do we have finally? 2 times 2, 4. Right? 4 times 2n minus 1. Multiplied by this one, I am cross multiplying. This is equal to 11 times n minus 2. So we have 8n minus 4 is 11n minus 22. 11n minus 22. 8n minus 11n is minus 22 plus 4. Minus 3n is equal to minus 18. So n becomes 6. Right? This is the way we deal with factorials. Whether it is, you just need to remember formula for PNR and CNR. And then when you are dealing with factorials, just open the larger factorial till the point where you meet some smaller factorial and you can reduce it. This was a question, and let me do one practical question. Let us say we have 5 men and 3 women. Right? 5 men and 3 women. A committee has to be formed. A committee has to be formed with 3 people. Right? In which 1 woman should be there. Right? Total we have to select 3 people. Out of how many? 5 and 3, 8. 8 people are there, but we have to form a committee of 3 people. And at least exactly 1 woman should be there. That means if 3 people are there, how many men do we require? We require 2 men and we require 1 woman. Now here the selection comes into the place. Selection means you have to select 2 men out of 5. There are 5 men. That means selection of 2 men out of 5. And here and because we require 2 men and 1 woman. Selection of 2 men out of 5 and selection of 1 woman out of 3. So this is the total number of ways in which we can form that committee. Now you can solve it. 5 factorial by 2 factorial and 5 minus 2, 3 factorial. multiplied by 3 factorial, 1 factorial into 2 factorial, right? So this is 5 into 4, 3 factorial got cut, 2. Here 2 factorial got cut, we have only 3 and 1, right? 2 2s are 5 3s are 15, 2s are 30. We can form such a committee in 30 different ways, in which we have 2 men and 1 woman. Out of these 5 men, and since and is there, I have multiplied these 2 factorials, right? So this way we can form a committee. So this is very basic concept that I have told you in this video for both the operations, permutations and combinations. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, or if you're planning to take classes, do let me know through our. Thank you so much for watching.